initiatives
and you can bring
action
everything
going.
together, right?
Of course, yes. And apart from that, I'm a Shark Tank. I don't know if I don't know which countries this is going out, or Dragon's Den, whatever. So I'm a shark in Germany. For those of you who are German, you heard the name. So I'm a lion, and that's also very exciting. And I'm the sustainability lion. You know, only investing into sustainability projects, ideas, and that's been a great challenge as well.
Where do you think the future lies? Where do you think? Is there a certain thing? I mean, yes, e-cars has been a huge topic. It still is. It has to be. But is there also some other technologies where you're seeing at the moment that it's really pushing through?
Hydrogen, for example, is a big one. It's the most abundant resource on our planet, and if we can finally find a way to really use that efficiently, that would be, I think, maybe the biggest potential even in the longer term future. So that's an example. And then, I mean, in the exhibition, we've seen other examples where fashion is going big. We see a new is the fashion brand called from Steffi Giesinger, and it's sustainable sustainable denim. There we go, recycled. Yeah. So there's all these examples coming through, and I think it's important. We need more of that. So I love to also showcase those kind of things, and because we need to drive that change.
It's also amazing if you look this year at like the change makers, how young they are. Those girls that we nominated, I mean, it's insane.
Yes,
they started with 16.
Here, this is the proof. But also the young generation, what I love is the power that they have. Like, there's an example, I just spoke to one of the biggest CEOs out there, and who's actually a big supporter here as well, and who was speaking yesterday, and he said to me that sustainability, yeah, for the shareholders difficult, and it wasn't really at the top, but one day he came home and his 2 kids came to him, and they had heard about what his company had been doing in terms of emissions somewhere, and they were shocked, and they were like, "Dad, come on, what are you doing there? You have such power, please, it's your duty. Like, you can't do that to us." And the next morning he goes in and he puts sustainability at the very, very top, just because of his kids. So that's the power of the young generation. Yeah, it's wonderful.
There's an incredible saying I find from, I think from a tribe in America, but what they say is that you can't have change if you don't have the power of the young and the wisdom of the old and connect the two, which I think is exactly what you're doing here.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for supporting this. Keep going.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to having a great night with you.
Thank you to you too. Don't you think she's doing an awesome job here? I think so.
We're
Thumbs
struggling.
Up. Thumbs up.
We had a couple of holes in here, but we're filling it up now. Now everybody's coming, so we can actually talk through.
Just call me. I'll come back for the holes.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I actually have the great luxury of have people queuing up here, which is amazing. Who's first?
Hi,
Julia, can I say hi to you?
Together with Nikita, why not? Or because of the distance?
Yes, that's right.
So in English?
Yes,
okay.
we're in English. I messed that up at the beginning as well. Thank you.
You
do too.
Thank you.
Who's the dress from?
So funny. Marina, it's so funny. I changed the dress and I literally forgot.
I'm not allowed to look because we have to social distance, which is kind of weird now.
Tonight it's about nature.
But is it a green dress? Like, is it
a Swedish designer? Yeah.
Okay, so
cool. I will look it up later.
This is not your first time here?
Yes. I saw that it exists since 13 years, right? Yeah. But I mean, I'm a huge fighter for environment, and there are like a couple of things that go so wrong right now. I think, for example, the genetically modified food, because if you plant these seeds, the earth gets infertile after 50 years, and the farmers can only plant it like for one season. So they're really like, they're getting broke from that because it's getting too expensive. They have to buy seeds naturally. Exactly. And then also, there are a couple more things. That's why I thought,
There's a couple of topics where you're passionate about as
Definitely. I'm a vegetarian since 26 years because I think a lot of the rainforests and so gets also lost because of the Argentinian beef plantations and the palm oil and all of this.
What would be an invention you would love to see? Like, what would you wish for?
I mean, there are some inventions that actually already exist, like solar energy. And I had friends who had like backpacks and they had like solar blades on the backpack and they went in the desert and it was like a generator. They could charge the laptop on it and everything. And if you would put solar plates on every rooftop. We have so much sun. I think there's like plenty of options what we could do different. And I would love to see an invention that cleans the ocean.
That's true.
Yeah.
And airplanes. I mean, I really don't think, you can't tell people not to fly anymore. So we really need to find an option to make that a cleaner, easier way to travel.
It's so true. Like, for example, I don't drive a car, but as an actress, I was flying around like a stewardess. And Corona made me so conscious, like actually to stay more grounded and be more conscious about how often we travel. Like, yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you have a really good night.
Thank you.
You enjoy all of this,
Thank
and
you.
maybe you can get inspired for some technology that you can use at home, or that you want to support. Thank you very much for being here and supporting this.
Yes, Nikita.
And here's my Nikita. Ta-da, ta-da.
How are you,
So
my
good to
dear?
see you.
Thank you.
It's crazy to have you all back here.
It is crazy. It's crazy to be back.
Yep. What is it that you love about this award? Why do you support this?
Why I support it? Because if we do not support our Earth, we won't be here any longer. Okay, so I really want to do something for the next generation and the next generation because, we are not doing well.
Nope, we're not doing well.
doing well at all, and we don't have to pretend we're doing well because we're so hip. And I'm on a green carpet, my first. You see my legs. So no, it's really it's alarming. It's alarming, and I always wonder. I always thought we're really intelligent, like human beings are intelligent. But how can we be intelligent if we say plastic is really bad, but we still produce it?
Nothing changes.
Nothing changed. We like to talk, so I don't want to talk too long. I want to change.
Are there some changes you've made?
Yes.
What?
I do not eat meat anymore. I thought it's not possible. I was like, oh, I need meat. I'm a sporty girl. I need meat. I don't drink cow milk or so. It's just, I'm over and done. And I'm quite happy.
That's amazing. So it was easier than you thought it would be?
Oh, the beginning was hard. I can't even pretend.
Yeah.
I always felt like a schnitzel. And then I was like, okay, Nikita, get over. There's so much. There's also schnitzel for veganer.
That's true.
Woohoo!
That's true. There's actually so
everything
many things.
for vegans. But why do you want to eat meat if it's not real meat? So
Well, sometimes.
placebo.
Yeah. I don't know. I had fish fingers the other day,
You didn't.
and I saw them, and it was vegan fish fingers, and I was like, should I get them? And I was like, I haven't had fish fingers. And then I got vegan mayo stuff, and then the fish, and it
I didn't
actually
know we have
tasted
it. Okay, because the
amazing.
mayo I heard is really bad, so I'm still looking.
No, they have vegan mayonnaise.
Okay, you're gonna tell me which. We won't say it now.
Tasted amazing. It's kind of a guilty pleasure, and I mean it's not
Oh, I
only
love
about
guilty
being
pleasure.
healthy; it's about making a change.
Making a change, and I just did an advertisement with a vegan sweet, so I'm really proud of myself because I'm actually a vegan. So it's really fitting to do advertisement for it. You can't just pretend you're a vegan. That would be
That's
wrong.
another huge thing. I mean, I was just talking to Luca Di Gassi, and he says that one
Yeah.
of his main things that he does
Yeah.
is that he really checks where his money goes, and that he really looks into, what companies am I doing commercials for? Who am I supporting?
Yes.
And he really tries to go for companies that are trying to make a change or that already are changing into
We
the
all have to
positive.
do that, even with clothes,
Yes.
especially with clothes. But it takes time. Change takes time, but we don't have that much time. We need to know that. Like, we can't just chill and talk about it. We need to move on.
Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Peace.
Good luck on stage later
you.
on, and enjoy.
I will.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello.
Nice to have you here. We have to keep a distance. Sorry.
Likewise, yes, I know.
So the first question obviously is, why are you here? Why do you support this tonight?
I'm racing. I'm motor racing for 20 years, for almost 20 years now, with so-called bio concept cars. Usually, you would say that green technology is something like, has more a hippie side, maybe sounds old-fashioned and romantic, but actually it's high-tech. Actually, we are driving a Porsche GT3 car with almost 500 PS horsepower and a professional motor race on Nürburgring Nordschleife. We have a 24-hour race in a week, and we're doing this with credit technologies, like the oil we have in the engine and the oil we use in the transmission is recycled. This saves 80% of CO2, and then we're using biodegradable. We're using fuel made from bio waste. So whatever you have on your field, crops that you maybe throw away, we put it all together. We burn fuel with it, and there you also have 60% of saved carbon CO2 if you look at the whole process.
Is that the same technologies? I think, is it Brazil where they use sugar cane? Is that kind of going the same direction, or?
Yeah, it's chemically on the chemical side. It's the same thing. It's an alcohol. It's ethanol.
Okay.
It's bioethanol. Usually people say, oh, if you grow crops just for fuel, you misuse probably.
The land. I mean, it takes
The
a lot of
land,
land,
yes.
a lot of.
But we're using just waste, so you don't need to have something extra. Usually, if you choose my English, if you put stuff
hard
on the field and
topics,
you take the crop from the field, you have to plant something in between the harvestings.
Right.
And this stuff in between usually
like
goes to
cover
waste.
crop or something, yeah.
This usually goes to waste, but actually can do fuel with it. We are racing with E20 with 20% of biofuel. We could race E100 if we want to, but E20, I'm supporting the idea that you can get biofuel, E20 bioethanol fuel, infused fuel on European gas stations.
And does this work on every car?
Most,
That's always the question
yes.
people ask.
Yes, I know it has a bad image, but it's not true. It's actually new cars that are being built and cars from a couple of years ago actually can take it, no problem. Just with some older cars, it's maybe a problem. This is because in the bio part of the fuel, there's water in. And if it burns, some of the water will stay in the engine. Usually it's not a problem. But there are no really numbers on when the engine maybe starts to suffer from the rest of waters. So with old engines, maybe they're a little rusty. They maybe have a problem. So modern engines, not a problem. We drive a Porsche GT3, 500 horsepower, and we're winning races with it for 15 years now.
That's amazing.
So it's not a problem if the engine, of course the engine can. As a matter of fact, it has more horsepower because bioethanol burns better with more energy than the usual fuel.
So you're just saying you've been doing this for 15 years. Why do you think it is that the change is so slow in coming? I mean, this is a huge topic. It's not something new. I mean, I think that it was discovered 1950 something.
It's a political problem and it's an economic problem. Of course, the fossil industry of fuels, they are strong, and so the work, the promotion with the marketing work of the fossil fuel side is strong. You have to beat that. And on the other hand, it's a political problem. It is very, very difficult to bring the biofuel onto the gas stations because you have to consider certain political laws and habits. It also has to do with some rules that have been made up. How many percentages of this and that has to be in a fuel to call it a fuel. And if it's not a fuel, you can't sell it on the fuel station.
It's like the milk discussion.
You have
in
to sell it in the pharmacy. So it's a problem, especially in Europe, to harmonize, to bring all the different governments together to agree on biodegradable fuel. But I think the time is more than right now, and we should do it. This is why I'm here.
The time is more than ripe. Do you feel like the change is happening?
Yes,
Do you feel
I think
it moving, or?
I think that events like this and the opinion of most of the people out there is that we need to invest more in biotechnology to save the future, plain and simple. And I think most of the people want that. And of course, it's a complicated process, and it's a high-tech process, and it needs a lot of money, power, and willpower, and ideas, and marketing, of course, to get it going.
And we need a lot of actions just like that in a lot of different fields. I mean, it's not only cars. We have to do this, in the.
Yes, everywhere. I mean, if it's cars, it's transportation.
Yes.
Transportation in general. We of course would like to fly
Airplanes.
into the holidays. We need airplanes, just not for transportation into the holidays, but just for transportation of everything. And if you just take whenever there's a plane up in the air with people, it's just around 40% of the whole air traffic cargo that goes into the airplanes with people, because they fill it up with cargo for with the rest of the baggage. So if nobody's going to the holiday, you won't be able to have enough flights
have a mango or a
to
pineapple
bring
or
the
whatever.
cargo all
Yeah.
around. So actually, of course, you need solutions for planes too, and for cars and for everybody. Everybody says electricity is the thing. That's just this one small part. Electricity will be the thing maybe of tomorrow, but right now you can put biofuel everywhere, and they don't do it.
Have you been to the festival as well?
No, I've been invited a lot of times, but now it's the first time I'm able. I can get here. I have no other appointment.
Perfect. So you're going to look around also to see all the innovations before the award now.
Absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to see what you say about it. And please keep us posted. Please deliver your message. Keep inspiring others, and really, give us feedback what you want to see and what ideas have inspired you. Because I think it's very, very important that we also connect people here.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Good. See you then.
Hello. Hi. We need to keep a distance. Sorry. Good to have you here.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Can you speak in English?
Yes, we need to
okay.
speak in English.
Okay, I will try.
Is this your first time at the Green Festival?
Yes, it is. It is.
What made you come here?
Alexia tried to invite me a few times,
Right.
and I never had the time. And this year I thought it's a good sign to come and to join here, because our environmental issues are a very big problem at this time. And I want to show that it's important to join this. To
join
stand up.
this cause.
Yes.
What would be an invention or an idea that you would like to find here? Is there something where you specifically say it drives me nuts and I haven't found a solution, and I wish somebody would come and say, I can do that in your house or your car or in your life and change it?
It would be great. Today I thought it would be great if I could just beam myself up here, because I can't use the train or anything else. I have to go by car, and it doesn't feel so good to me. So, but I have no other possibility. And what I'm doing, I'm traveling by train, and I don't take the plane when I'm in Germany. And I try to focus really on how to be sustainable myself, but it's not that easy. So maybe I get some hints or some ideas what I can do at home and with my environment and with my friends, and how can I maybe, I don't know how to say it in English, but how can I inspire other people?
Right. I think you definitely will, because it's actually, the whole festival is filled with ideas, and I think also if you look at the awards show, there's some amazing people but also amazing projects that you can join, you can donate, you can spread, you can even, help them grow yourself. So it's a good night for that.
I'm looking forward to it.
I wish you all the luck. Is this a green dress, by the way?
No, it's not.
I'm waiting for them.
But
the evening wear is really hard.
It's pretty hard to find something like that. But this one I've worn it a few times on the red carpets.
Which is actually the best thing to do.
Yes, and I thought, so why should I buy something new or rent it somewhere? So this is maybe a good sign to do.
Definitely. Which sounds really stupid, but I think especially as females, you don't understand how much pressure you have to put on nice dresses and nice clothes. And I was actually really inspired at the Cradle to Cradle Congress, because one of the women from the UN, she just went up on stage and she said, you probably know me in this dress, because I have 3 dresses and I wear them for all, they're my business dresses. It's just like men have business suits. These are my 3 dresses. And people ask me all the time, and they make comments all the time, oh, but I've seen you in this dress. It's ridiculous, and it actually really needs to change. It needs to be possible to dress appropriately, but to reuse things, because that is the most sustainable thing of all to do.
Yes.
You don't have to buy green clothes, you just use them.
Yeah, that's totally right. And I think I will wear this dress a few times more.
Perfect.
I'm sure.
Thank you very much for being here.
very much.
Thanks. So, now we've got the models coming.
Ich glaube, ich muss quitten auf WLAN wegen Datenvolumen. Sollen wir jetzt machen? Ja, ne? Würde ich vielleicht ansagen, dass wir kurz... Kannst du kurz ansagen, dass wir kurz Pause machen müssen dass ich kurz raus und reingehe.
Okay.
Ja?
We're going to do a tiny break because we need to change something around, and then we'll hopefully be back with Franziska Knuppe, a top model here in Germany. Like, okay, I can do this works, and you know, if we all do that, that would make a huge difference. Are there some things you've started doing at home that, I don't know, you didn't do 10 years ago?
Well, I'm not the best at it at all, so I'm also new with everything, so I'm trying to like find a bunch of small things, and every day I'm learning new things that I can change. So yeah, it starts with small little bits and pieces, and exactly like what you said, I think if every one of us makes something small, changes something small in their day-to-day life, I think that already makes a big difference.
Are you allowed to say who you're giving the prize to already? No, right?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Okay, everybody's shaking their head. I'm like, I could have ruined the whole thing. I'm sorry. And I'm going to let you in there, and maybe we can get a short interview after, and you can tell us a little bit why that was something for you that you wanted to come to. Thank you very much. I'm not stinking, I'm not loud, like it's all, you know, you kind of feel better as a whole. Is that the same way with dresses, and does that change in your personal wardrobe as well?
Yes, of course it feels good. Otherwise I wouldn't be here as well, because unterstützen, support the Green Tech Awards or the Green Tech Festival since years, and I'm really excited to see which kind of inventions are coming out every year, and also it's nice to see what kind of clothing lines, brands are coming with cool, nice stuff out.
Like you just said, we've been here for a while, and we keep seeing every year, we keep seeing all these amazing ideas. I actually think it's really interesting to see because sometimes there's these amazing inventions and you feel like they're just gone. You don't see them anymore. And then other times they just pop up again, or it's actually something that you take home where you're like, oh my god, I'm actually gonna subscribe to that or support that, and you continue on with that story. Is there any invention or idea that stayed with you, or is there anything that you're supporting from here, you know, where you're like, oh my god, that actually, I wish I could have that, I'm still trying to get it, or something like that?
I think they're already, after all, like looking back over all the years I've been here, there are so many things we are already using.
Yeah.
You don't even think about it anymore, you're just having it.
Yeah.
And then I could not really say, I mean, which is funny, like I think the first years I was here, they developed the straws made of not plastic.
No, but metal,
yes,
glass.
glass or bamboo or paper. Paper is not so nice. Sometimes it's too wet. But actually, right after we started throwing all the plastic straws away, even if it's just a little thing, but that's how it started.
You also have a family at home. What are the changes you've done? Are there any small things you've changed in the last years?
We just, I mean, like a big thing is like beginning of this year we built up a huge solar thing on our rooftop.
Oh, that's amazing.
And we have battery in our homes to save them the electricity.
Yeah.
And soon is an electric car coming as well, so we can produce our own
You've
electricity.
You've got the whole circuit going. You actually produce your own electricity that then feeds your car, so you don't have to take any electricity from somewhere else, which is amazing. I wish I had that.
It was a big step, like right in the month of March when Corona started. We were like, okay, was it a good idea now to buy such a huge thing? But it's nice. It's really
I think it's amazing, and it gives you kind of something to do in the whole Corona time. You actually get to finish the project.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, I'm happy to see you.
Yes.
I hope to catch up soon. Have you been to the festival this year?
No, I didn't have time yet because
Me
I
neither.
was.
I'm
I
actually
wasn't
really
here.
excited
I was in
about
Berlin.
going.
Yes.
So we'll see
My
each other
husband
back
is waiting
there.
already.
Perfect. Take care. Thank you so much.
Ey Leute, ich muss ja immer noch hier. Nee, nix mit Auto.
And I think we're slowly... No, what am I talking about? Ray Garvey is coming in the back there. I see him. But it's still in the dark, far behind the carpet. But they're heading this way. Marco is still in discussion with somebody. Let's see who we have coming up. I love the straw example because it's actually one of those things which seems so simple, yet I think 10 years ago everybody would have been like, you're drinking your cocktail out of a noodle or out of a metal thing, which just seemed completely crazy. And now it's the new normal. So there's so many little changes everyone can make. And here there's some people who are making the big changes, who are actually seriously getting the new technologies out there, the new motors, the new cars. I actually wish I could go around the festival with you and check out what they have this year, because it's incredible. Just the nominees for the award have been insane. So I'm really, really looking forward to you seeing them. I'm not allowed to talk about them, unfortunately. They're coming. It's gonna be a while till we have them here, unfortunately. So, finish the green carpet. But they're making their way. Yeah, actually, I'd love to have a sip of water. Thank you so much. Are you going to watch me on camera? I'm going to step off camera to that.
Sehr schön.
It's so mean that I'm always standing back here. But see, this is the job you have on green or red carpets. It's a lot of waiting. It always looks so fabulous, but you actually wait in between, and then they all come at once and you never get all of them, which is kind of frustrating. But we're getting very Garvey no matter what happens. I love how everybody moves into place. You know, you see like all the journalists jumping to the front.
Schöne Farbe. Zum Anlass.
Hallo, was macht ihr zurzeit? Gibt es irgendwelche Projekte, die dann so einfache Sachen in Zeit kommt? Jetzt
Getting closer. Sorry for keeping you hanging in between, but the next people are coming up. No, no, you went the other way.
Nicht so einfach, Fahrer zurzeit viel
Kleine Sachen haben.
Also darf die Maske noch. Ja. Back there.
The bus horse is coming.
Oh yeah.
I see the hats.
Ich weiß, warum ich durcheinander gekommen bin, wegen der Sache.
By the way, they are also some long-term supporters of the Green Tech Award. They've been here for years, and they really, really appreciate this award and push a lot of ideas and do a lot for the green ideas and the inventions that are presented here today.
Da wollen wir doch jetzt in der heutigen Zeit, wo es sehr schwierig ist und wo so viel feuern, warum das so ist, muss man vorne gucken.
Nehmen Sie doch nicht ab, ich mach's jetzt. Unterhalten. Ja, ich war gestern beim wir haben uns das also
Everybody's like, what? What's going on? Why in English?
Because we're on a live Instagram.
Actually, just kidding.
So I wanted to know, is this your first time at the Green Tech Award?
I've been at the Green Tech. I mean, my English is not this well, but it's okay. I think you can understand me. But I'm from the first moment on that festival, not festival, on this award.
Yep.
Because the festival started last year.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah. So
why? Could you just...
Because with green, we have to do something. And it starts like very small, and it's like imagining how big it gets and how many people are here, and so new creators, and so to fire all that on. Yeah.
Is there a specific idea that you love that you found here? You know, there's so many like little ones, but also big technologies that are introduced here every year. Is there one thing that you remember, or that
it's not just one thing? It's like the small things, like the students, like the younger ones, the younger people that coming up every year with new ideas. I love that.
Yeah.
That's because you have to push that. So.
But you're gonna appreciate it today then, because I think it's becoming younger with every year, and it's amazing what people are doing nowadays.
Perfect.
Cool. So have
See you
fun.
later. Evening.
Take care. Bye. I thought I lost Ray Garvey, but he's still there. Everybody's like, no, we're gonna tackle him. Ray! Ray! No! We need him for one picture. Oh, you need him for one more picture. This is my mate at the end of the line here. Bye bye. See you in a second. It was too good to be true, but he shall be back.
Right with the hat.
I think the boys are actually so happy to be out. I think Bus Brussels had to cancel a tour as well. You know, they're really, everybody, especially in the music industry and in all the entertainment industries, they're really suffering at the moment. So it's good to see them all back on a carpet, and we really want to see them perform again soon as well. Smudo joined them as well in the back there. I didn't know he was driving races. I did not know. I was totally confused before. I was like, and he just went off. You know, it's amazing what people are doing if you ask them. So ask around, support each other. It's incredible. We have somebody interesting! Screw Rank Army! No, I'm kidding. But Sven, so good to see you. I was just talking about, you know, well, we were talking before with Marco how this whole thing started. Can I ask you, because I haven't been in the festival this year, what is it that you appreciate about the festival? Like, what changes have you guys made? Why? And what do you hope that people take away from the festival?
For us, it's a special situation in this way that we have limited place only, and it's just a limited number of people, this distance. So how can we get a mood into the building? And it has room, so it's amazingly difficult. Hey, come, Ray.
No.
So, come.
He's like, please save me.
Der ist der scheueste Gehirn, den ich kenne.
So.
Na, Sven? Alles klar?
Hey. Sorry.
Ach so, oh, sorry.
That's fine.
This is live. This is finally, there's things happening. We're like at the back of the line.
So we're so proud that we can do it, that we really can have that step and demonstrate, hey, we are not sleeping. This topic has to be covered, and in this way, just with these difficulties, make it happen. And so it's real fun.
And it worked, which is amazing. Yeah. And we have lots of people here, long-term supporters as well.
Absolutely.
Ray, thank you, Sven. When did you start going here? Like when, do you remember? We always have to keep a distance. It's kind of weird.
English?
English.
English. Actually, I was at the first one. Are you ready? So I got an award.
Go. Oh, you got the award.
Yeah, we got an award for the work that we do in Ecuador with Clearwater, and we're very proud of it. And a great supporter, because it's not only a great organization, it's a great thing to be a part of. You know, you really feel proud to be a part of it. So I'm excited to be here again. We haven't made it every year, but we've been here a few times, and it's always a kind of eye-opening event. You know, you're watching and you're like going, God, I didn't know that. Wow, I didn't know that either. Wow. Okay, we're not as fucked as we thought we were. You know, so it's a very positive.
You actually really impressed me years ago at the jury meeting. We were talking about different ideas, and I think it was some sort of a shower system with like warm water showers. And I thought it was so amazing because he introduced it, he explained it, and you know, he said what the troubles were, that they were looking for money, and you were like, you know what, dude, I'll help you if you build it in. Did that ever work out? Does it work?
Absolutely. We're in contact, like less obviously, but he didn't believe first of all I was giving him the money. He was like, whatever, and I gave him the cash then, because I have to be honest with you, I have to tell you the truth is I'm a huge fan of the shower. Like, I grew up with like 8 women in the house, so this was my fucking sacred place where I was on my own, you know. And then everyone got up and said, you know how much water we're wasting in showers? The next guy came in, Nick, do you know how much water we're wasting in showers? Like, going, and then he got up and said, I've built a shower that doesn't waste water. I was like, I want one of them. So he's still working. It's very difficult for him as a, you know, an inventor who's on his own, has his own space, but he's still on it. We're still in communication, and he has now endorsements. He wants to get it so far that if he finds a partner that it's like it's his work, you know, I think those things get rolled over very quickly. And it was just my obligation to support him. You know, we're not here just to talk. We're here to do stuff as well. You know.
What are other things that you've changed personally in your lifestyle, but maybe also at home?
I think, you know, you're just conscious of stuff. You know, when you get it, like we pulled up to a TV show we were doing yesterday, and there was a car outside the studio and was running. I said, do you really think that has to be like that? I said, it's my world too. Turn it off. And before I wouldn't have really cared. You know, I mean, I wouldn't interrupt somebody, but I think you just get a small bit aggressive when something is so obviously wrong. And you know, and then I'm a bit apologetic for how I am sometimes as well. I definitely have got, like, if I prefer to spend now 5 minutes on a bicycle than 20 minutes in a car doing the same journey. You know, especially living in the city, that's just, it's obvious. You spend less time on a bicycle, and if the weather permits, it's cool. If you have 2 cases of water that you're bringing home, that's not going to happen. But anyway, you know, and I think in the family we're all conscious about, like, you know, we call it environmentally friendly and conscious, but in reality, I grew up in a house where we couldn't afford the other option. You know, so Dad would say, if there's no one in the room, it doesn't need the light on. You know, the room doesn't read. So, you know, and stuff like that, reuse the plastic bags and reuse everything, and just to get a value for something. And I suppose we tried to instill that into our whole family way of life. I would say I could still criticize myself a lot more. I'm not that I go, my life is perfect, but I'm on it and I'm trying, you know, and I try to keep the balance.
What would be your dream invention? Like, what would actually really help you? Because, you know, we all have these, like, situations and topics where we're like, yeah, shit, I know I'm not, like, that's one thing where I'm failing. I wish somebody would invent ... That would make it so much easier for me to be better in that way.
I think for me, what really needs to happen, and this might go around your question a small bit, but I think we need to see green as gold. You know, and industries need to recognize that this is more profitable. That's what I would love to see happen, you know, oil to become a non-existent raw material. A non-necessary raw material. We already have the technology to replace it, but it's an industry, it's a lobby, you know, and the auto industry is a lobby, and they're making more money, and I mean the Corona time has been a time where they haven't been making money, so maybe now is the transition time. You know, I'm always trying to see the positive of negative situations, and I think that's really, if we can see green as gold, then I think it will be like the time when it just becomes a natural process, you know?
Do you think, I often wonder, does it have to be, this is kind of like a grassroots movement which is growing bigger and bigger, and now I think a large part of society wants things to be greener. The question is, how far will you go, and do you think this is a topic which will work through the people, or do you think politics has to do more?
I think it's a movement that everybody has to be a part of. I think essentially, like, you know, people do want it, but I mean the green industry has to recognize it too. You know, it makes no sense to make food more expensive because it's green when you're using less chemicals and it looks uglier. You know, technically don't screw us on the things we want to support. You know, let's make that more possible. Let's like reduce tax for things that are good for the environment, you know, and up the tax which is bad for the environment. And I mean, just continue on that level so that everybody wants to be a part of the movement forward. And I think, you know, if we can all accept that power and money is one of the great motivators for the majority of people in industry who can make this change and have to make this change, politics is the same. Popularity is politics these days. So we have to make the green movement profitable and popular. Was that something for me? Is my hair out of place?
Thank you so much. It's great to see you again, and hope to chat with you later.
And we'll hug later.
It's awkward because you always dance around one another. Thank you for being here. And I'm hoping that I'm going to grab the boys from the boss house. Yes, I'd love to talk to you guys. Come closer. I just said that, you know, you guys are huge supporters of this award. You've been here since, well, not the start, but like almost, right?
I think so. I don't really know when you started with the award, but I think we've been to every award.
What is it that makes you come back? Why do you support us?
Because you keep on inviting us.
But you don't go to anything you're invited to.
No.
We love what the people of Green Tech do, and we love what the Green Tech is doing because it sets the right focus on the right things, and we all have to get greener and greener, and we try to help a bit.
I have a question. Do you even see their faces? It looks really dark, and he's even wearing a hat. Should we turn around? Does that make sense? Like a little bit? Sorry. at you and I was like, you're in the dark, I'm in the light, it doesn't really make sense.
It's us, the bosses.
Yeah, they're like, oh, whoa.
Like, it's beautiful.
I'm going to jump through here. Perfect. What is an invention you would love to see? Is there something, you know, where you're like, God, can they change this and that, or that would make our life easier?
I would love to fly somehow. Green, of course. And if something would be invented which makes the traffic better, you know, puts it in the air a little bit somewhere, I would think that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that's right. We also love nice ideas and solutions for small things, but solutions for technologies we are all using every day and we still will need in the future. That will be the best inventions to make that better.
Especially like if you're in the arts kind of thing. I mean, if you're in the music industry, for instance, or in the film industry, it becomes really hard because you're on tour. It creates a shitload of CO2 because you're traveling everywhere. You have to travel with a lot of people, and you need a lot of stuff.
Yes.
But amazingly, people are making changes, and I always think it blows my mind, you know, how much it changes if, I don't know, a movie set decides they're not going to have plastic cups but reusable bottles, and then you get like the statistics of how many hundreds of bags of plastic bags they actually saved in one shoot. Do you guys do stuff on tour, or have you started doing changes?
Well, we try to travel by train as much as we can.
Oh, wow.
Yesterday, for example, we've been to Hamburg by train.
Right.
And so it's not always possible, but of course, if it's a big tour, big trucks, I mean, a good solution also would be big trucks which are not running by gasoline, but green batteries. You never know where the power comes from.
And it's actually, wasn't it last year they had the hydrogen?
Yeah.
The hydrogen trucks, where I was like, that's amazing. They should do more of those.
That's a start. Yeah, and it's of course not easy to change because there's so many things we still use and need, and we need solutions, and that's why we're here with the Green Tech.
Thank you so much for being here, for supporting us.
Yes, thank you.
Keep going. I really hope you guys are back on tour soon, because this is really like knocked you out as well as the Corona.
We have the first show since many months, so.
Awesome.
Yes.
And it's for a green cause, which is amazing.
Yes.
And I hope you continue on, and can't wait to hear back from you.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Have a good evening.
Thank you. The bosses, and I think we're slowly but surely wrapping up. We have a couple more people coming. I'm like leaning in because I'm trying to see past the people. There's a beautiful woman with a black dress, but I haven't
and then we realized, hang on, we can't fix
We can show it now. Look at our shoes. They're awesome. I love the heels. They're like, wow. They're amazing. They're like little glasses. We're going to ask her about those. But sometimes it's good to see people from the back because, you know, we wouldn't have seen that if she wasn't even standing here. So we'll ask her about that and about her new fashion label, which is green, I've heard. So I want to ask her a little bit about this and why she supports the Green Tech Award.
Gut, wir machen halt nur für das Mühe und das ist was immer so nee, was mir nicht Rocker mit Fischen, aber ich habe Mühe ich habe mir die ganze Profil von
I didn't want to interrupt. How are you? Nein, ihr könnt euch hier fein. Wie geht es dir? Dankeschön, ja, ich trage schwarz. Das ist ja boring. Ja, aber ich frage das war eines der ersten Gesichter. Nein, doch nicht. Das ist ja total schön.
Noch weiter von Idee, aber ich habe jetzt ja, aber gut.
Sorry, wir müssen den Livestream noch abpassen.
I'm running. Hello. It's all in English today, and we have to keep a distance. So it's like
Can I
yeah. You can keep it on.
keep it on?
But take it off if you want, because
Okay.
I'm keeping the
If you're
distance.
that-
We're doing the distance thing.
One household.
We actually live together, so yeah.
We're sleeping together in one bed, so.
On the
Actually, my
weekend.
husband had it, and I didn't get it, which is amazing because we were sleeping in one bed. It's
Crazy.
insane. It's a crazy disease. Why sometimes it's so, so infectious, and then the next time it's not at all. You never really know.
Yeah.
Good to have you here, even though we have COVID. And thank you so much for supporting this cause. Why is it that you're supporting this?
Many reasons. To be honest, I'm very excited for all the innovations for a better and greener future for the generations after us. And to be honest, we are in a climate crisis. You can't call it climate change anymore. It is a crisis. And we all have to become a team, and we have to, come together for a greater good and really start doing actively something for the change.
We have to put everything towards what we're talking about, because it's been talked about a lot.
A lot.
So
But it does feel like it's becoming more of a movement now, and it's really positive when you come to places like this and you see the excitement, you see the energy from people coming with their ideas, their new concepts of how they think they're going to help or how they are helping. So we've been saying to everyone, it's really inspiring, of course, meeting entrepreneurs and seeing their new business ideas, but knowing it's for a greater good it's really, really cool.
and you've also created a fashion label, I heard.
Yes.
Which is green?
Yes.
Yeah, it is
Tell me
sustainable,
about it.
is affordable, and that is something that we're really striving for, to show people that it can be done. Because the perception of sustainable fashion is usually it's super expensive or it's boring. So that is one stereotype that we're trying to kill, and I think we're doing that quite successfully, so I'm very proud of that. But we are really pushing for a circular economy.
Yeah.
That is something that needs to be done for the future. I mean, we're a growing population, and if we're continuing like we do, and fashion industry is one of the most polluting industries on our planet, it won't end well. So this is why we're here for a change.
We only launched 5 months ago in the global pandemic, which obviously was never the plan. But being a startup, one of the most exciting things with the entire team is how receptive we are to change and adapt. And everyone within the company has such entrepreneurship within themselves that I don't know, we just have such an inspiring group of people that are all fighting for the same cause. And like Steffi said, it is to work as quickly as we can towards a circular economy. And that's why we're here. We're presenting our 100% recycled denims, which are coming very soon. And that is our first product line that is built and designed right from the very beginning of that process for circularity.
What were the biggest hurdles you were facing when you had that idea? You know, I mean, people say it all the time. They're like, oh, I want to be the... And then you actually start doing it and you realize, oh my God, there's all these like problems I didn't even think of before. And sometimes it's like idiotic little organizational things which aren't even like the big picture, but you're like, and that's going to kill me? You know, it's some stupid thing like that. What was it for you, or were there some surprises where you're like, I didn't realize that was going to be a problem?
Every day. You have these problems every day, I think, in business and whatever you do. But the most important thing, like I said earlier, is that we learn very, very quickly, and if we also make a mistake, if we realize we've done something wrong, we totally own that, and we admit that, and we communicate with our audience on that, and how we can work through that to better ourselves.
But our biggest obstacle was Corona, to be honest, because when we launched, 1 week before our launch, Corona lockdown happened, and we didn't have any pictures for our website, so we had to become creative, and we sent boxes out to the models. We dialed in through the phone and then directed them, so we were like, post like this, post like this, and we created basically pictures for our website in the models' apartments, and they just did it on their own.
Corona.
Which is amazing. Which is a really cool campaign, you know? Like, you wouldn't have come up with it, but that way it's awesome.
We adapted, and Corona for sure was the biggest problem. That we're still overcoming. We still have some samples that we couldn't access. We still have things that we wanted to do that we couldn't fulfill because of the situation. So,
what is the feedback from the industry and from the people?
Very positive, very, very positive, especially because we are so transparent. If we make a mistake, like Marcus said, we're just very transparent with it. We own it, and we work for perfectionizing it. You know, you're never going to be perfect, and I think nobody's expecting that from us. So we're just trying to be better every day. And the feedback has been very, very well, especially from the retailers, you know, like the big warehouses. They all want to strive towards sustainability, and they think it's great what we're doing. And the cool thing is, the bigger and the more successful we become, the more experts in sustainability we attract, and they come to us, to our company, and help us to become even more sustainable. So yeah, very positive.
So basically, first problem solved. You're gonna now wear your own jeans, where you know it's a like cradle to cradle circular economy thing, and it's sustainable. What other inventions or problems do you have at home where you say, I wish it's just something, I don't know. Some people fly a lot. Some people the stuff they eat. Like, what is an invention or something where you wish that somebody would come up with something or make the change on a certain aspect of your life where you're like, that would really help me out. Like, I would love that. Like, please, somebody do it.
Beaming, electric beaming, just like that. I'm in New York.
Teleporting.
Yeah, in German we say
beaming.
It's
beaming. Okay.
beaming, you know. Okay, how do you say it in English?
Teleporting.
Teleporting.
Yeah.
You know, that would be good, because you don't have to fly anymore, you don't have to drive anymore. That would be great, because we are traveling a lot for our job, which is not great, but already better. Yeah, much more conscious. And what would be your
I can't
innovation?
think. I feel like I'd go with this answer, you know. I'd probably choose the same thing. Like, take away flights, take away...
Because for food, we already made the conscious decision to eat plant-based, so we're eating vegan, which I think is the best thing you can do for the environment. So I think we're good at this together as a team.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and I hope you really enjoy tonight. And I hope you get a lot of new inspirations and ideas. And who knows, maybe you can team up with somebody and be the next solution to another problem. Thank you for creating your brand, and I'm definitely looking into it. I'm all for it. I'm like, go, go, go.
Love your excitement.
Yeah, it's great.
No, it's good.
I love it. See you inside, Nina.
Thank you. Take care. Bye. And I think that's it from the red carpet. We have to wrap it up because the awards are going to start in a moment, and you all have to switch over to the next live stream. You're going to watch the awards, you're actually going to see the things we're talking about, and you'll get a whole lot more information that I wasn't allowed to tell you about, but you're going to get it now. So check out the award ceremony in just a moment with my colleague, Mr. Munn, on stage.